Coming up are 11 little hacks that'll make your cycling life better, easier, or both.
Right, first up, bib shorts. Notoriously messy items in your kit bag or in your drawer at home. So here is your solution. Go to the end of the legs, start rolling up all the way, then wrap the bib part of the shorts round, figure of 8, over the top, and there are your bib shorts, neatly packaged. And quickly onto the next one, which is related. You can do a similar thing with leg warmers, arm warmers, and even skin suits. So leg warmers and arm warmers, start from the smaller end, like the ankle or the wrist end. Fold yourself up all the way. And when you get to the top, one of the leg ends, you fold it over the rest of the neat package, and there you go.
I can honestly say, Dan, I've never seen either of those two things before in my entire career.
And then with a skin suit, start off from the arm end, roll up all the way down to the legs, and then use one of the legs to fold over just like that. It's a nice, small, neat package.
Have you ever got stuck in the middle of nowhere with a hole in your tyre? Well, even if you haven't got something with you to repair it, you can still solve this problem.
Yeah, all you need is something to cover the hole. So even if you haven't got something specific, as Matt said, you can use an empty gel wrapper, an empty bar wrapper, you can use a banknote, or you can even try using a very strong looking green leaf.
Or even a Christmas card, as I did several years ago. True.
Next up, on the off chance that you've got a bottle of wine at home but no corkscrew, don't despair, because as long as you've got a track pump, and a needle adapter normally used for some kind of football, then you'll still be able to do it.
You certainly will. Just poke the needle adapter in between the edge of the bottle and the cork, start pumping, and voila.
Hey presto. This one might need a bit more work. We have seen it done before successfully, but that was by professionals, not amateurs.
Doing long rides on a really hot day will often mean you have to keep reapplying a sunscreen, which can be really annoying because you've got to carry around a big tube with you.
Yeah, so what you want is a much smaller alternative. So here are two options. Firstly, you could use a shampoo container, which you've got free from a hotel room, and fill that up with sunscreen. Or you could use some contact lens containers. And the handy thing with them is there are two of them. So you can use one for sunscreen, and the other one, as Matt does, for lip balm. Gets dry lips. We will often see certain pro riders double wrapping bar tape for extra comfort, particularly over the cobbled races such as Paris-Roubaix. Well, if you want something very similar without the cost of buying brand new bar tape, then here is an alternative. Simply unwrap the bar tape you've got and then use an old inner tube underneath before rewrapping it all back up. Then you've got two layers.
You certainly have. The only preparation you need to do is to cut off the valve, of course, and then cut the inner tube to length before applying like tape.
Right, you're going to like this next one, Matt, even though I know you know about it. Bidons, or water bottles, actually serve as more than just something to keep you hydrated, because if you get an old one and you cut around the top, they make a nice little container in which you can put your spares and your inner tubes, etc., or maybe even your rain jacket. You then put in your back bottle cage, keeping it nice and neat.
Recycling, really. Another alternative that pro mechanics use is to cut the bidon off and actually use it to hold degreaser as they're cleaning the bikes too.
If you happen to have to fix your bike whilst you're out on a training ride, then the likelihood is you're going to get pretty mucky hands, which can spell disaster if you've got white bar tape. So here's a trick. Pick up a couple of those free plastic gloves that you get at filling or fuel stations and stash them in your saddlebag or wherever you keep your spares. Simply put them on before you carry out your repairs and you'll keep your hands nice and clean.
Or you could ask a mate to do it if you're out on a ride. Or if you're not out on a ride with a mate and you're on your own, you could use those individually sealed handy wipes, the type you get on an airline. They're pretty handy too.
This, Matt, is a handy little adapter which you can find very cheaply online, which will convert your PRESTA valve into a SCHRADER one.
Whoa.
And the reason this is handy is if you're out on a ride and you've got this in your saddlebag or wherever you keep your spares, if you do puncture and you can't get your tyre back up to the kind of pressure that you'd like, the next time you get to a garage or fuel station that's got an air compressor pump, simply put that on your valve, use the air compressor pump carefully to get your tyre easily up to the desired pressure.
That, Dan, is a hack and a half. Want to know how to store an inner tube that's got air in it? Because these are always a little bit awkward. Dan, take it away.
Okay, this is how you do it. Get the valve at the opposite end to you. Then, it's just a case of neatly folding it up towards the valve. But we're not finished. You then want to unravel it. Put the valve between the two sides of the inner tube and wrap it neatly up that way. Then, plastic band, neatly packaged inner tube.
Genius. Got your cycling shoes wet but need to dry them quickly? Well, here's an old trick to help speed up that process. Get some newspaper and stuff them into your shoes.
Yeah, the paper will absorb the water. So after a couple of hours, replace it with new newspaper, leave it overnight, and hey presto, the next morning, your shoes should be almost bone dry. As an alternative, you can try using diapers, or nappies, as we call them here. The ultimate in absorbance.
But never, ever, ever put your shoes in the oven, as one of my friends found out. Well, his shoes caught fire, basically.
So there you have it, some great hacks for you. We've got some more hacks for you just up here to do with training though.
And we have our roadside maintenance list just down here.
And you might want to subscribe to GCN. It's that button in the middle which says subscribe.
It certainly does, just in there.